guys, I just want to let you know that I have a course ready up on my Patreon page. It's regarding what really everybody wants and what I've been wanting to do for a while now. Advanced technique course, basically discussing, putting all the knowledge that I have gathered so far on each and every technique. Specifically, I covered 5 techniques, and I'm planning later on to do the rasgado. But so far, I did in this course, it includes arpeggio, pulgar, picado, alzapua, tremolo, and left hand stuff. In each and every video, I delve into again my knowledge and what I know so far about the techniques and stuff like that, and I include some exercises here and there. And I go really as deep as like talking about the measurements of the guitar, how they can affect you, what measurements to look for, how to measure, and that kind of thing. This is mainly a discussion about each and every technique. Although there are exercises, it's not a course based on just exercises. It's mainly discussions, and it's a little bit difficult to explain. So I'd like to put out a demo of one of the videos that I have recorded for the course. And if you do like it and you'd like to see more, you can go directly. I'll leave the link down below in the pinned comment and also in the description to my Patreon page directly, where you can take a look at the course and you can find more information over there. Also, just one more thing before we start the video. I'm planning now to open the channel memberships for this channel for the first time, finally. I've had this idea for a long time. I've been wanting to do, and now I have the time for it a little bit more. I'm planning to have, like, for now, just one tier, just a fixed price to be reasonable. And I want it to be for you core fans, like for example, for people who are interested a little bit more in depth about me, about what I do, about what I care about when it comes to especially the guitar. We can discuss a little bit further about things that I would not usually put here because it'll be uninteresting for the YouTube algorithm, basically, because there's so many things I'd always think of, like I'd like to do that, but it's just I know it's not as engaging and stuff, and it takes a lot of time to do that. So maybe with the channel memberships, I can offer, like, for my own core fans, let's say, we can discuss things together about things that are more in depth. We can talk more about guitar measurements, we can talk about tension, we can talk about practice sessions. Let me know what you think of this, and if you have any ideas. Especially, I'll take some suggestions from members who join. If there's any topic that is very, very highly requested, that I'll also like to cover that as well. So we can just go a little bit more crazy for that, because I really think that it gives me a little bit more freedom. And also taking suggestions from you would be very, very cool and interesting idea to do for now. It's just an idea for now, but I do plan to open that very soon, so stay tuned for that. And if there's anything, you can always let me know in the comments down below, and we can discuss this kind of thing further. For now, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you like it, like I said, in the pinned comment, I'll leave the link for my Patreon page. The course is the Advanced Technique course, and I hope it's what you're looking for, and enjoy. In this video, we're going to cover the Tremolo technique, which is probably my favorite technique. Like, aside from Picado, which I like to do it for fun, I think the Tremolo technique is way more musical, and it's kind of just, it has the whole package. You're playing the bass, you're playing the melody, you're playing the chords, you're playing everything. So basically, the Tremolo is the ultimate technique that covers everything. I'm going to start by saying, like, the most important aspect when it comes to playing tremolo are the nails. So make sure you have your nails in check before doing anything, because when we're playing in between strings, from the second to the third, or between the first and the second, anything like that, you need your nails to be exactly the right length, all of them equally. And by that I mean, if you have a short nail, for example, if you have one of the nails being short, maybe you filed it more by accident or something happened and you just filed it shorter, you need to match the other ones to that level, basically. Almost like never play tremolo with one nail being imbalanced, even just one, it will ruin everything. So that's my advice on this. Just off the start, check your nails. If you have any short, again, you can look at the side of your nails like this and see everything is in aligned. I like to personally have the index finger passing the flesh more, this one. It gives me more control, especially because it's the shorter finger. But these two, especially the middle and the ring, just look at the side and make sure they are at the same level as the flesh. That's just as a opening for the tremolo, right? And then I would like to discuss the different kinds of tremolo, because tremolo really has 2 different ways to be played. And one is like the burst tremolo, And the other one is the more classical approach, more round and all beautiful balanced sound kind of tremolo, which is more modern, I think we can say, more classical approach. Now first, of course, I assume if you're taking the advanced course, you know what it is, but we're doing thumb, index, ring, middle, index, right? The tremolo, just a normal flamenco tremolo, nothing more than that. There are other kinds we can discuss, which I never use, but I'll let you know anyway about it. But the main one, we're just doing thumb, index, ring, middle, index, and that's it. Before I forget, I'm going to mention it now because I might forget later. The tremolo that Manolo Sanlúcar, for example, played in Oración. There are other kinds of tremolo where you just keep going AMI, AMI. I don't do it, so it's not going to sound good. But the idea is that you play a bass note and you just keep going AMI, AMI like this. And there is no real rule on where to play the second bass note. This is mainly... It's a way of creating an atmosphere, kind of an ambience, a beautiful ambience. It's more focused on that rather than a melody, I would say, in my opinion. Because when you do it, kind of you keep these moving like this, and then you play the note at any moment you want. You prepare. For example, like that. Again, I don't do it, you can tell, because I don't practice it, but it has to be all like evenly spaced, all of them. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. When you practice it enough times, this will become like just one note, as if you're doing... So the real way it should sound. Like I'm doing just middle and index now because I'm better at doing this, but generally it's supposed to be with 3 fingers. Just to give you an idea of how it would sound like when you're doing it like this. But this is another kind of tremolo completely. I never practice it, but since we're doing the advanced course, I want to let you know everything about the technique itself like that. So for the regular one, IAMI, that would be horrible, IAMA. So IAMI, we are doing 2 different kinds of tremolos. I would call one is the burst and the traditional way of doing it, more strong, more harsh, and more to the right side of the guitar, more powerful, and with a burst. Like this. So if you're doing... This is more, again, we are playing more powerfully, we are moving the fingers more. It's especially more on the first string, to be honest. Not so often used on the second string because of how much, we need to play with power and moving the fingers more. We can have a much better control over just the first string because there's nothing underneath, so open as much as you want, right? It's mainly used for that. So again, you would hear more things like this, where it's more on the first string. For example, it's more like just super, super loud and not as balanced and spaced out evenly as the other one. It's more flamenco, right? Obviously, it's more flamenco. It's more like we're always showing off, like, the potential of the instrument, how loud it can be and all that kind of thing. But the other way to do it, which is my preferred way usually, maybe because I like to focus on melody and being more soft and strict and even in the notes. I like to play the one that goes more to the left side here and more even, which is more difficult to do, by the way. And then if you know this one, it's easy to go to the other one, but not vice versa. So this one, if you're doing, it's more the classical way again, but it's all evenly spaced. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, it depends what you're doing. So if you're doing something like I was doing before, a solea, it would match the other one is better. But just to give you the idea. Something like that. It would sound more even, softer, and that sound. Now, when it comes to the approach here on the technique, You want your hand to be, again, these things are the basics, like having the hand more straight as possible, really, like this, so that you can hit all three fingers should be on the string like this. And if you're like this, the ring finger is more likely to hit the first. If you're playing on the second like this, you might hit like this because it's tilted. So if you make it more straight, it's more likely to that it's going to stay in that position. That's very, very important. Now, in terms of the sound, like I said, nail being short, the nails and all, the thumb, I want to talk a little bit about the thumb. The more modern one, the classical one, it's more okay to use only the flesh. It's very similar to what we talked in the arpeggio, where you have the thumb kind of playing only with the flesh. Like this. Extremely sweet. I know it's not flamenco, right? It doesn't sound flamenco, but it's very sweet. It's good to have both. If you want more nail, like we did in the tremolo, in the arpeggio exactly, we just shift it forward like this, and then you can have that kind of this sound instead. So my fingers are more straightened now, and then you can get that. Something like that. I don't usually play with the nail. When I do tremolo, this is the thing, I usually use the flesh almost all the time, especially because now that the nail is shaped like this, where the left side is much shorter, so it's, and I have a very unique kind of thumb where the left side there is so much flesh here, like I showed you in the Pulgar section video. I'm doing like this and there's zero nail, so it's very hard for me to kind of catch the nail in the tremolo. So it's okay, I just go with only flesh. And I go for the more kind of modern sound. But if you do have that nail a little bit more covering the left side, then it will be even more flamenco, with the basses being more present. You need that in like Puente Caudal and that kind of piece. You need the presence of the nail, because in that one, presence of the nail, where you go, you need to hear those basses more, so you need more nail for that. Now, when it comes to practicing, I generally highly recommend you practice the more modern one, the classical sounding one, let's say, because like I said before, if you know how to do that, the more flamenco one, the more, stronger one with bursts is going to be easier to study, because this one you need to control so much more. If you're doing like this, it's so much more control you need. You're kind of really balancing everything. You will have more control over the fingers just to get this quintuplets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not, this is more like the older one, no? Instead, so again, just quintuplets and study this one, in my opinion, is much, much better. I want to talk about the legatos as well, but before that, before I forget, I want to discuss the thing when you are changing positions, how important it is. Look, so check this out. So I'm going to take the Sabicas one. This part. If you noticed when I was going up, when I'm going, did you notice this jump? In the left hand, this is a trick that we do. In the left hand, you jump before you do the bass. So what you would assume, like this, right? Usually, that's how I think even it's written most of the time in tabs that, I think by the way, going, and then you slide and then you play the bass, but it's not like that. It's actually, the note is played ahead of time. So if you're playing the bass 6, 4, 3, 4, by the time you're doing the tremolo of the 4, by the time you're playing the tremolo of the 3rd, so if the basses are 6, 4, 3, 4, by the time you're playing the basses of the 4, you'd assume this is still the same chord and then you slide, but it's not. The 4th, we already switch. So we play the 4th and immediately jump to the next spot. It's more, I can show you better in the diminished section, but now here we go. Immediately we're jumping. When we play the 3rd string, when there are jumps like this very quickly, we play the 4, 3 and jump before you play the note. So it's not doing, it's not like this. You'd assume it's this. And then you jump, but it's not. We are playing the 3rd jump, playing the 3rd and jump immediately. It's a way to kind of jump ahead of time a little bit, and it sounds really cool. We're not learning this piece. I know right now it's like we're learning this piece, but I'm just giving an idea as an example where when there are transitions like this, we are playing the note and we're transitioning to another position. We are jumping ahead of time. We're playing the bass. Even the bass is kind of like a staccato almost at that point, especially when you need to remove, like we were doing in the beginning. We're barely playing this note, but we're prioritizing that jump. So this is a technique, a trick that we use in tremolo that makes it sound really, really cool. And jumping in positions like this is playing the note. Before you finish the tremolo of that chord, it's already at the 2nd chord position. That's a small trick, but it's highly, highly effective. Now we can jump to the legatos. So for the tremolo legatos, usually, I call them legatos. They're not legatos, but they're legato effect. So for example, when I did in the introduction, I'll do it slowly for you. You can have this as well. It's just something I came up with if you want to practice tremolo with melodic lines like this. So I do it here. Did you notice? I like by kind of automatic it goes, but already the 2nd position goes down. Notice I jump down and then put the bass. And then there's this legato effect. So when you go like this, most of the time it's at with the ring finger. It's either the ring finger or the middle, like this, or it's easier to be done with the ring finger when you're doing this kind of legatos. But the idea, again, the legatos mainly are done either in this one here, like this, the 4th, and then with the ring finger we're playing all the notes, but it sounds like a legato. And the other way is it's much more difficult because the last 2 consecutive notes, last 3 really, are each is 1 note. We're doing like this. It's very, very difficult to do. It's very fast. And of course Paco uses this more often. Small thing, right? But again, the pinky one here, or I like to use this one more, the ring finger, because I like to, after you hear that legato, to get the note after that to be also very clear. I don't like just 1 note after the legato. I like the 2 notes. So I use the ring finger and the last, middle, and index being the note you're landing onto to be more clear. This is the legato, kind of the legato effect also on the tremolo. Now, in terms of exercise, I'll play this one very slowly, by the way, if you want to study it. It's on A minor. It's not A solea. It's on the solea key. It's on the solea compass, even if you take it 3/3, but it does not sound like solea. That's the thing. But it's okay, so you can study it anyway. If you go like this, and one more thing before we get into it, the burst and bass. When you do it like this one I want to also discuss, where we open the fingers like this, all 4 of them, with the pinky included, you have to have the thumb ready right at the edge of the string, like this, so that immediately after you do like this one is dropping down this way. So you open these 4 and you drop, and then we continue. So this is one more trick I want you to get. It's very, very important. Now let me play it very slowly. We're doing like this. slightly faster. Okay, you can study this as a workout, and I want to also share with you one more exercise, very much uglier than this, that is more on one string you can practice. This is from classical players. They do usually just one string tremolo, the thumb and the fingers all on one string, and having this, the sound cannot be all the same because we're using one note with the thumb. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but the evenness of the notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can take a simple then you can go up as many times as you want up, and then it's very important to do the middle strings. You're going to notice how much more kind of you have to close your hand to get this. Okay, and then you can go up as well. 4 strings only, you don't have to do the 5 and the 6. We never really do tremolo here. But that'll be cool. Imagine the basses are down. Anyway, so this is about it about tremolo. So we're doing the older style tremolo, more aggressive, more harsh, but more powerful, more to the right side. Every time, remember what we said in the beginning of the course, where the more power you put, the more you have to move to the bridge side. The less power you put, the more it is to the left. And yeah, and you have the legato we talked about, the jumping ahead of time. These things are extremely important. The opening, the burst, these kind of you open with a bang, right? The first note, instead of sounding bland. Depends how you want to do it for the moment of the music, obviously, but this is more compared to. And if you're Paco de Lucia, you do it more than once. Paco has some, I forgot, in the rondenia, like he does in a section in the rondenia, twice. Man, it's just everything he always has to add something, right? Paco de Lucia always has to add something to make it more just incredible. Something that you never, like I would have never thought about it, I guess, because it's like, okay, we already opened like this. But then Paco does it twice, and it's exactly in the moment of the music. It needs it, which is the more difficult thing to do. It's not just an idea. It's an idea, and it's musical at the same time. Just a small thing. I'm rambling about Paco here, but again, how incredible this is. So he sometimes go. You can hear in the rondenia. I don't know the rondenia he's doing, but you know what I mean. That's it for now. In the next video, I will cover a little bit about the left hand stuff. So I'll see you there.